A robot just went wild during a demo, swinging at engineers like something out of a movie. That clip went viral, but it's only the beginning. In China, car companies are putting life-size blonde humanoids in showrooms to sell vehicles. In Germany, robots that work 8-hour shifts cost less than a Tesla. In California, you can now build your own walking humanoid at home for $5,000. And Hyundai? They're using Boston Dynamics robots to build 300,000 electric cars a year. This is no longer the future, it's happening right now. Let's break it all down. Let's start in China, where a Belarusian tech channel called Nexa reposted security cam footage straight out of a robot horror cold open. Picture this, a bare metal android dangling from a crane hooked like a marionette, while two technicians under it poke at tablets reading out servo IDs. Everything's routine until every torque value redlines at once. The bot swings its arms like helicopter blades, boots the air, yanks its suspension line sideways, and skid drags its steel frame across gleaming concrete. A desktop rig smashes to bits, a bucket of bolts rattles across the floor, and the engineers sprint away while the crane groans overhead. The whole tantrum lasts maybe 20 seconds, but it draws more than 100,000 views in 4 hours and spawns 69 comment thread jokes about Skynet. One viewer writes, "Sarah Connor was right." Another posts a gif of RoboCop's ED-209 falling downstairs, and a surgical resident admits the scene reminds him that a Da Vinci console is just motors and firmware after all. China's prototype parade has been feeding headline writers all winter, and that glitchy clip just poured gasoline on the fire. Pudu Robotics D9 sprints at 4.5 meters per second, hops stairs, and shrugs off hip checks. Clone Robotics flexed its tendon-packed proto-clone in February. Think synthetic musculature that might one day saute your dinner, scrub your bathtub, then chat about the stock market. Comment section swooned over the tech but called the vibe peak dystopia. Now they have visual proof of how hard a runaway torque spike can slap when the safety envelope isn't sewn tight. Meanwhile, 500 kilometers west of Shanghai, Chery Automobile is leaning hard into charm offensive territory. Forget sales associates in khakis. Chery wants ponytailed, sunglass-wearing, platinum blonde androids greeting customers on the showroom floor. The company teamed with robotics outfit AIMOA last June and unveiled Morin at the 2024 Shanghai Auto Show. This week, rows of identical units flanked Chery International President Zhang Guiying on stage like something out of a glossy cyber fashion shoot. Zhang told dealers, "Humanoids have more upside than cars," and declared AIMOA the real future of the company. Price tag mid-5 figures, about the cost of one of Chery's compact sedans. Dealers willing to sign the dotted line get a mysterious discount, and 220 units are already penciled in for 2025 delivery. One is reportedly shaking hands in a Malaysian dealership right now, doling out bottled water with carbon fiber fingers and answering trim package questions in a soothing synthetic alto. Those wraparound shades, not just a style flex, they hide a 360-degree camera array. Capacitive pads in every fingertip know the instant a shopper taps a brochure. A launch day clip of Marin doing a cheeky junk in the trunk is dance racked up a comment reel almost longer than the robot's spec sheet. Top reply, time to update the dress code for plastic blondes. Where Chery sells vibes, Igus GmbH is selling cold-blooded spreadsheets. The Cologne-based Motion Plastics veteran sucked up 15 years of tribology data to create ultra-low friction polymers, then bolted those parts into a full-blown humanoid named Igus Rob. The killer stat? 47,999 euros, about $54,500, a third the sticker on Agility's Digit, and half the rumored price of Tesla's Optimus. Igus Rob stands 1.7 meters tall, but here's the twist. It doesn't walk. Its torso bolts onto Rebel Move, a wheeled AMR base rated to haul 50 kilograms of self-weight, plus another 100 kilograms of cargo. Two Rebel Cobot arms sprout from the shoulders, each sporting 6 axis-mounted gearboxes. Igus bionic hands clamp loads with polymer gears that never need grease. A rooftop LiDAR and twin eye-level 3-dimensional cams handle vision. 8 hours of runtime on one lithium pack. ROS 2 onboard, CE certified for Europe, and it plugs straight into VDA 5050 fleet dashboards. Most German factories already use for tuggers. Igus's pitch is brutally practical. We'll loan you a unit, let it work reception or clear cutlery in the canteen, then fly an engineer in to fine-tune pick points. If the numbers work, cut us a check and keep the robot. That confidence rests on a tight 3-part roadmap. The 2022 Rebel Cobot arm proved the drivetrain. The 2023 Rebel hand won an RBR 50 award for sub $1,000 dexterity. And the 2024 Rebel Move nailed the powertrain. Igus Rob is literally those 3 Lego bricks stacked together. Off the Atlantic and the University of California, Berkeley is dragging humanoid pricing almost into hobbyist territory. Their Berkeley Humanoid Lite thrust complete CAD firmware and reinforcement learning scripts onto GitHub, courtesy of an NSF grant. The bot is toddler-sized, 88 centimeters tall, with 22 cycloidal gear joints. You can print on any home FDM rig that handles a 200 by 200 by 200 millimeter envelope. Bill of materials tally in the United States, $4,312. Buy direct from Shenzhen, and you're at $3,236. Most expensive parts? 10 high-torque 651 2 actuators at $188 a pop, and a dozen 5010s at $136. Brains come via a $120 Intel N95 mini personal computer, spitting 4-can 2.0 buses at 250 Hz. A 6-cell 4-amp-hour LiPo serves up roughly 30 minutes of runtime. Specs look feeble until you watch the software flex. Berkeley trained a walking policy purely in sim, then watched it transfer zero shot to real hardware. The release video shows the little bot stepping off a lab bench, shrugging, signing its initials with a felt tip, stacking foam cubes, and even spinning a scrambled Rubik's Cube. Solving it waits for firmware version 2.0. The appendix in their paper cheekily proposes a performance per dollar metric, peak joint torque divided by height, normalized by cost. By that yardstick, the $5,000 platform embarrasses some 6-figure commercial rigs. Reddit can't decide if this is the Raspberry Pi moment for bipedal bots or a replay of 2013-era toys. Half the commenters are already printing longer battery tubes and tweaking gear ratios. The other half warn that PLA teeth will shear faster than you can shout maintenance window. Either way, Berkeley's entire thesis is crowdsourced iteration, hundreds of garage tinkerers pushing the envelope instead of waiting for quarterly corporate roadmaps. While Berkeley punches from the bottom and Igus squeezes the middle, Hyundai is swinging for the ceiling. The Korean conglomerate closed its buyout of Boston Dynamics in 2021, and now it's dropping the parkour famous Atlas platform into a brand new mega factory in Bryan County, Georgia. That complex anchors a $21 billion United States investment package, $6 billion earmarked just for automation and mobility tech. Hyundai already sends Boston Dynamics 4-legged spot on inspection rounds. Bringing in 2-legged Atlas is a far bigger leap. Target output, 300,000 electric and hybrid vehicles a year, bumping Hyundai's United States capacity from 700,000 in 2025 to 1.22 million by decade's end. No official robot count yet, but supply chain whispers hint at tens of thousands of bots across multiple categories. Atlas sells itself. It can step over conveyor tracks, climb staircases, and thread through welding booths designed for flesh and blood humans, meaning Hyundai can retool with code instead of jackhammers. Labor unions are biting fingernails over job displacement, but management insists uptime and injury stats will speak louder than any press release. Picture the welding cell of 2026. 1 human tech with a tablet, 3 Atlas units ferrying stamped panels, and a dozen fixed ABB wrists popping spot welds. A species mashup Detroit's never seen at scale. If robots can sell cars, build them, and even lose control during tests, how long before one takes your job? Hit like if this made you think, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.